Hello again. So this is what I said I'd do in the previous video. This was the Nations Cup from last night. Never done before, so definitely my first foray into the Nations Cup. I did a bit of practice, tried out different cars. I went with the Mazda RX-7 first. I struggled massively for oversteer. Just couldn't keep on the track. Even up the traction control to 3, just couldn't keep on the track. So I went for the Honda Civic in the end. I didn't realise the practice doesn't count towards your starting position. Didn't know that. But yeah, so the Honda Civic's the car of choice. I did think a little way in. Probably should have gone for the Renault Megane that I've got in my garage. I didn't have a massive choice of cars, to be fair. But yeah, I think the Renault Megane may have done better because I like the handling on it better. But I thought the Honda Civic, it met the criteria. I've seen some of the issues people are having with cars that are higher grade than the cars that should be used. I understand the criticism. But then I suppose that's what tuning's for. If you can get the car to go lower, then why not use it lower? I used traction control 2, which normally on all the cars I've used, I normally have it on 1. But I just felt I couldn't keep it steady in the corners, so I thought higher traction control might help a little bit. I wasn't expecting miracles, I must admit. You know, all I was expecting was to have a bit of fun, see what it's all about. So this is just warm-up laps, just trying to make sure I've got the corners sorted. First corner wasn't an issue for me for the first time ever. This corner, on the other hand, I found that I needed to heavily brake, otherwise you take too much speed. But if you brake too heavily, you don't seem to have any speed coming out, if that makes sense. I've seen since a lot of people were coming out of the corner at quite good speed, hitting the AstroTurf, I suppose you'd call it, on the outside. And that's fine, that's a good line. Yeah, I can do that. I don't know whether it's because I was watching other people with faster cars doing this same track or not, I don't know. But yeah. Very different. Most people also had white cars. I've not really changed the liveries on any of my cars. When I've got them either as a gift, winning them for doing mileage, I just use the livery. Until I suppose win other liveries, I don't really change them. If I buy a car, then I'll tend to pick a colour I like if I get a choice. But generally, I just go the livery it's given. So yeah, my car is white as well, but yeah, I just found a lot of them were white. Weren't sure at this point how to start qualifying. I didn't know if there was a particular order, so I was revving to hopefully it make me go. And here we go, this is qualifying. This is definitely a first for me. Qualifying with other cars on the track. Haven't done that before. So very different. Was expecting a hard time, just because everyone's going to be fighting for the fastest laps and position and trying to get your corners right, really. So I was just trying to concentrate on driving, which isn't too bad. I've got some good track position at the minute. You know, there's a car behind as he comes up there and gives me a little nudge. But other than that, track position was quite good, I thought. Would have been nice to be in first, but I don't know how that happens, how it determines who goes first and who doesn't. But so that's the outlap done, and this is the start of the flying lap. I'm assuming I'm getting slipstream coming up to the first corner, so that may help me a little bit. Everyone seemed to take the first corner quite wide. I like to keep a tight line. That's what I found works for me. Traction control kicking in. Into the next. Tap the car in front. Completely my fault. I don't think I braked enough. He might have braked too much, but yeah, I'll take the blame. So far for a flying lap, a few mistakes. but just trying to set a competitive time. The car on the inside there, Fabio Pecconi, Pelliconi, I don't know how you pronounce it. Italian, I think. I've got my flags right, although I did say before I'm not very good at them. Did cause me an issue. Did stop me going in as I'd normally like, the line I'd use. Braking into the last corner. He nearly goes into the back of me. I think he gives me a little bit of a tap. And across the line for my first qualifying lap. Not too bad, honestly. I didn't think that was too bad. Considering it currently says I'm in 8th, which I'll take. Drop down to 9th now. Little nudge there, so this lap is never going to be that good. And there's a lot of cars around me at this point, which isn't what I wanted. Dropping down to 12th now in qualifying times. Looking at the time, I thought I've got enough for this lap, possibly one more, and this one's new enough for write-off, to be fair. Too many cars around. I give another car a nudge there, forcing him off. Don't get a penalty, I'll take that. My fault, or I was undecided. He kind of moved in front of me. Still in 12th on the rankings, didn't take that corner well at all. So this lap is kind of out. It's never going to beat my best time, which is fine. So I'm thinking time-wise, I've got enough time for one more lap, which I'll take. Still currently in 12th, dropping to 13th. Which out of 20 cars, and the first time qualifying with other cars on the grid, or on the track, I'll take 15th now. And a penalty. I don't understand that penalty, and this is basically lap done, because there's no, this qualifying lap's going to be rubbish, unless I pull that massively out the bag. A second on top of my lap is going to be rubbish. I didn't think that penalty was deserved, but then I do know the criticism with the penalty system. I agree sometimes. Admittedly, I'm sometimes in the wrong, and I will take the penalties when I'm in the wrong. I didn't think that was my fault. I'm sure other people will be able to tell me otherwise. But I've got the penalty. So, just trying to keep it on the track at this point. Car ahead, lagging out massively, as you can tell. And he bins it. I don't take that as tight as I normally would. And here's my 1 second penalty, which this lap isn't going to trouble my time. So currently in 15th, with cars still to finish their laps obviously. Just hoping that I don't go any lower. Didn't take the final corner brilliantly, but knowing that I'm not going to improve. If I hadn't had that 1 second penalty, I would have improved by quite a bit. So I dropped down to 16th, which 20 cars, 16th place, first ever time doing it. Yeah, I didn't mind that, to be fair. I thought that was okay. Definitely regret not using the Megane. But then a lot of the cars pretend to be the same. You know, a couple of roadsters. The SFR racing concept. I don't have that car in my garage, admittedly. I don't know how they've won it. I suppose at some point I may be able to get it myself. But a lot of people were using that car. And I think that's the one that people were mostly complaining about is too overpowered for this race. I don't really pay attention. I do check the times that other people set and what car they're using, but I don't try and copy it. Just because I like to use the cars I enjoy racing with, to be fair. If you want to be the best, I suppose you should use the car everyone else uses, but I'm not trying to be the best. I'm just trying to have fun. So for me, I use the car I like and go from there. So everyone is D-rated, which for me was a benefit. I was glad there was no one higher rated. Safety rating is still S. Everyone seems to be the same, which isn't a bad thing, admittedly. So a 16th position on the grid. Only 19 runners though. One's dropped out by the looks of things, and one didn't set a time. So, Traction control still on 2. I know you can't change anything with your car, but I was just having a look. Hoping, I don't know, where was I hoping to finish? Not last. Would be my only thing here. Most people in the race seem to have points. There was 1 or 2 of us with no points previously. Myself massively included in that. But it was definitely different. Fun, but different. Qualifying's a whole new ball game. I had seen tyre wear was on and fuel was on. Hadn't really dealt with that before, so wasn't sure or aren't sure, you know, what to do about that. Other than hope and pray, I suppose. But this is where it's all a learning curve for me. And it's always good to learn these things on the fly, I find, rather than do your homework in advance. The circuit I didn't mind. Did like the circuit, some tight corners. And as you see, most people, the majority, have white cars. Which I did find a little bit odd. Another racing concept. Different colour car. You know, bit surprised. 2 grey cars on the grid just to add to the white. It's a Mazda. Another racing concept. I do like the racing concept. Don't like the colour. I do like it. Bit different here. That was a Roadster. That looked nice. Bit of that more colour coming in now. Another racing concept. Better colour. I do like that colour rather than the white. Another Roadster. That's not a bad looking car. Another racing concept. Again, a bit different. Now the normal racing concept, that to me is a little bit boring. Different there. Honda. Mazda. That wasn't the Mazda I tried. I'll tell you that now. That does look like it works. And it's me. In my Honda Civic. Again, white, but that's the only livery, I don't know how you say it, that I've got. That's okay. This one was an interesting one. Toyota Sprinter. Wasn't expecting that. And then another Mazda. So a few English people in this representing Great Britain, which was, you know, nice to be not the only representation of it, because I wasn't expecting massive things. Again, didn't realise it was a rolling start. But we'll take it. Do think the rolling start's a little bit unfair, just because you start so far back from the person in first. But I wasn't expecting great things, so it's not a big deal. Struggling at the last corner already, and I wasn't going that fast. But off we go. 16th position, and for us our race has started. Already 11 seconds behind the leader. That's one of the rolling starts. So I'm just trying to take my own line at this corner. Not as tight as I'd like. And then, yeah, a little bit of a nudge there from Tomiku. I seem to have an issue with Italians, I think. Breaking into this corner. Tomiku was actually causing me to try and accelerate earlier than I normally would. Probably could have taken the corner quicker there. But I'm alright. I'm still in 16th. I've maintained position. 12 seconds off the leaders, but maintained position. This one's a nasty corner. If you get it wrong, you're off. But you keep it tight. And I'm within touching distance of the cars ahead. And that's not too bad. Oh, I didn't think it was anyway. Braking into this corner, car ahead goes off. Obviously too much speed, so I'm up into 15th. So by the end of the first lap, I've gained a position. I don't know how many points you score for what positions. Didn't research that beforehand. But yeah, I've gained a position, I'll take that. First corner again is Tomiku on the inside. And CFC fan. Assuming that stands for Chelsea FC, another English guy. Tommy Koo gives me a little bit of a nudge there as I take the inside. But that's okay. And that wasn't. Big nudge for me there. Ghosting through the other Great British player. Yeah, Tommy Koo, a little bit unfair. I braked as normal, you just overdone it and used me as your brake. But that's okay, I'm back in 16th, I'm still on Tommy Koo's tail. Braking for the corner. I'm surprised he didn't get a penalty actually for that. His penalty's ahead though. But yeah, he should, in my eyes, have got a penalty. I'm sure other people may have a different view. I think I've got a little bit of a slipstream. Don't know how much difference he's making. He's definitely defending well, which was to be expected. Braking into the corner, whereas he didn't seem to brake. So I don't know if he just let off the accelerator, but I tend to have to brake for that corner, I found. So still in 16th, losing touch a little bit with Tommy Koo. Seems to be the person I need to beat at this point. Taking this corner nicely. He didn't seem to have a good first corner. I seem to have caught back up with him. Next corner. He takes it better this time, although I'm not there to brake for him, I suppose. So takes it very wide on the exit though, so I've got the speed on him. Nudges me again, it's as if he can't see I'm there. And we've got him past him. So we'll take that, we're 15th. Gained a position on start. You know, that's not bad. He nearly catches me again there, Tommy Koo, with his late braking. Nearly dived on me and caught me and knocked me off. Managing to keep it, and as it seems he's dropped a couple of positions back now, so we've got a bit of a gap to the car behind. Last corner. This is where I think I'm losing a lot of time at this last corner. But that's why I suppose that's where practice comes in, which I haven't got very much of. Fastest lap of the race so far. Pretty happy with that. It's only about 3 seconds off the fastest lap of the race, which pretty happy with, but at this point I'm 24 seconds away from first. But I can see 14th has got a penalty ahead. That will drop them closer to me. Just trying to keep my own lines. Just trying to keep the car on the track. Trying to be consistent. It's a long race, 18 laps. Longest race I've ever done so far. Car behind has caught me up. Still about a second. Knowing 14th has got a penalty is keeping me going though. It's a very slow corner. And there's a few penalties ahead by the looks of it. So I'm hoping to catch up a little bit with 14th. We can only hope, I suppose. Does seem to be a bit of a gap though. I'm a couple of seconds still behind. Don't think he took his penalty, or if he did, he just got another one. So we're a couple of seconds behind him, but we've got a second advantage on our compatriot CFC fan. First corner. I think it's a 2-second penalty for one ahead. This should bring him a lot closer. We're less than 2 seconds behind him now, so we can keep it on his tail. It's another position potentially. Accelerate now. This corner I so wanted to go full throttle, but I couldn't. I just couldn't do it without risking going off. And at this point I was trying to be consistent. Previous lap was a new fastest lap for myself, so just trying to be consistent. 14th and 13th have penalties, so hopefully that'll bring them back towards us. The penalties seem to serve really quickly. I don't know if that's just me when you're driving behind them, but it has pulled 14th back into us. Round the bend on the last corner. Penalty for 12th ahead as well. And a new fastest lap, a 1:11.7. So we are getting quicker as the race goes on, which I wasn't expecting, although I suppose practice. 5 laps in and every lap has been a quicker lap. Penalty ahead 12th has dropped to 13th, and now he still has his penalty to serve. So just trying to catch 14th, really. The penalty should help us. I don't know if they're tangled there or not. It's a 2-second penalty for 14th. We're within 2 seconds of them. So there's the penalty being served. We should have more speed. Not sure when he's going to unghost like he did there, so I thought I'd go to the outside of him. Just because I didn't want to risk him coming back and I'm going into the back of him. As I knew I'd have the overspeed. So into 14th now. Although Wimmy is trying. He's on the inside of me. I am wary of him. I break into the corner. There's a car off ahead. Ghosting back on. I take the corner very tight. Probably too tight. CFC fan trying to go out there around the outside there. I don't take that corner. Well, it's not like a kink on the corner. As tight as I normally would. Mainly because I was wary of CFC fan on the inside of me. Penalty ahead as well for big money. So at this point I'm thinking I'm still in 15th. I've now got 14th. I don't know how I've got 14th. Suddenly I've just gained 14th. I don't know if someone lagged out, dropped out, I don't know. But I've gained 2 positions on start. And big money has a penalty. I take this wider than I would normally. CFC fan on the inside. But yeah, big money, penalty ahead. So that should take us into 13th. That's 3 positions up on start. I can't complain. I'll take that all day long. Big money though coming back after his penalty there and doesn't break. And knocks me again. Don't know what the issue was there. Very, very unfair for big money. And I don't even think he got a penalty. You know, all I did was take over him when he was actually having his penalty, and instead he knocks me off the track. So I've dropped 2 positions now, back to 15th. CFC fan is gone ahead and big money. Big money, if you watch the videos by some miracle. Yeah, very uncalled for. I did nothing wrong, but nothing I can do. So I'm still 1 position up on qualifying. Which isn't too bad. I've got a bit of a gap to the car behind. Nearly 5 seconds, but I'm nearly 5 seconds behind CFC fan. Took that a bit quicker and realised, yeah, not brilliant. I'm trying to catch CFC fan, so I'm pushing, but not ideal. My lap times have started to drop, I noticed as well. So from 1:11s down to 1:18, that was a concern. And I could see my tyres were starting to go. So I was thinking, do we do a pit stop? And I try. I think about it. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, I don't know if you're meant to pit. I don't know how far back that's going to drop me. I don't know the time you're going to lose. Never done a pit stop on this before. So yeah, weren't sure in the slightest. But big money must have pitted because he's suddenly dropped massively back towards us. I think he's lost 2 seconds somewhere. And he did seem to come out of the pits. Bit wary knowing what had happened previously with him and him doesn't like being overtaken while he's serving a penalty. Still not happy he didn't gain a penalty for knocking me off track. Took that very wide. But I'm trying to push. I'm pushing for big money. I'm still wary of him. But if I can take him fairly and cleanly, always a good chance. But I can feel the tyres. My lap times are massively off. Thought, oh, I'll go for pit. Doesn't let you in. I didn't realise you had to start the pit entry further back. So I thought I'd try for a pit. Yeah, I slowed myself by doing it. I had time in the car behind, so that's okay. But it wasn't ideal. But I'm definitely pitting. My tyres, you can feel it round corners. The tyres are gone. Or going anyway. I'm kind of giving up on big money. I don't think I'm going to catch him. At this point, I just think I need a pit. I need fresh tyres. That may help. I may be able to catch him then. I'm hoping my gap to the car behind's enough. Didn't hit the apex at all there. And I can't blame the tyres. That probably was me more than tyres. But you could feel it. It's surprising how realistic it is on the tyres, where you can feel the difference. I like the fact you can feel it and it's realistic, but yeah. Still not happy with big money though. We're on lap 10 and I'm pissing. 8 laps to go. Don't want to refill. 21 laps of fuel left with 8 laps left to go. So fuel wasn't an issue, which I was surprised by. I expected it to be an issue, but it wasn't. And there we go. Here's the pit stop. It's a good amount of time in the pits, to be fair. 21 seconds, 22 and a half seconds to pit, and I lost no positions. Don't quite understand how that works, but I lost no positions via pitting. So I've got fresh tyres, have got a car behind that's right on my tail. But yeah, I was expecting 20-second pit stop to make me lose time. I'm sure someone could explain. But then on lap times, it was only a 10-second difference. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure someone will be able to explain it to me, that logic. But I'll take it. So I maintain position. That's 1 up from my starting position. 6 seconds behind Big Money still. But I've got fresher tyres. And you can immediately feel the difference on grip. It is surprising how big of a difference it makes. Still weren't braving it into the last corner. As you can see, braked second time there just because I just didn't think I'd make it, even on fresh tyres there. I can see Big Money just in the distance there. Still not happy with him. And I'm now a minute behind first place. The pit stop probably wouldn't have helped that. But a minute's a long time. Considering the laps are only, well, the fast lap is a 1:08.5. A minute is a long time behind. So I'm expecting to be lapped at some point. 6 laps to go. It's unlikely I'm going to hold out, just because my speed compared to theirs is a lot slower. But it's okay. Set the fastest sector of the race for myself so far. Massively messed that corner up. Moved under braking, car slid. Couldn't hold it. Made it round there, didn't go off track. I've got 5 seconds on the car behind. And I am slowly catching Big Money. And I think that is the tyres. I do think that's the tyres massively. I did notice my last lap as well was faster than my fastest lap, but it doesn't count because I pitted. But then I set my fastest lap of the race, which I'll take. Still not as fast as the fastest lap, but it's only 3 seconds off, which I don't know what setup he's got. He is only derated as well, but I'll take. And no penalties so far, which, you know, I'll take as well. Pushing it a lot more into that corner on fresh tyres did make a difference. See the cars going past on the other side. Big Money has a penalty, which he thoroughly deserves, in my opinion. I don't mean to hate on Big Money in the slightest, but he thoroughly deserves it after what he did to me. And the blue flags are out. Someone ahead is in the pits, but that's okay. We're nowhere near him. Big Money's penalty didn't bring him much more closer to me, but the blue flags have disappeared. So I don't know what happened there. Cross the line. Not quite as quick as the last lap, but not too bad. First corner, and the car in first is just literally on my tail. I know he's there. I can see him there. Big Money, another penalty. His driver rating after this must drop dramatically. Fastest first sector for me of the race. So I am getting better as the race went on. I think I probably would be further up the standings if it wasn't for big money. Again, not hating on him, not happy with how he was. Think he did it on purpose. If I'm wrong, I apologise, but I doubt it. Second sector, fastest for myself of the race. Again, happy. Consistency is definitely there. You can tell when the tyres went, but yeah, the consistency is good. Blue flag again. I'm good again. So, whether I'm getting a better exit out of the corner, which is unlikely. Take that corner a bit too quick. Blue flags. Across the line, new fastest lap of the race for myself. I'll take it. And big money seems to be going slower. And I don't know if that's his tyres going off, or they've gone off and hasn't pitted. I don't know. But I'm 2 seconds behind, which is doable. The amount of penalties he's getting, I'll take. And I am setting new fastest laps personally for myself, which I'll always take. So he's ghosted as well, so I'm thinking that's the blue flags causing him to ghost. But I can see him, he's there. And here comes first place. Speed fill. I did give way to him. Even though I ghosted, I still gave way. I didn't see the point in trying to cause an issue. I've just lapped the car as well. That for me is a massive achievement. I've lapped the car in 17th. I think it was 17th. So I'll take. Big money is still ghosted. It does cause you issues when you're ghosting. It does make things a little bit different when you're trying to take corners. But 2 laps to go. Although I've been lapped, so in theory it's last lap now. If I'm correct, it may be 2 more laps. The car behind 17th was pitted. Big money is still there, and to me, he's holding up first place. I know he's ghosted, and he's not going to cause an event. But if you look at his driving line, unless because he's ghosted, he doesn't care. But after what he did to me, wouldn't surprise me if he's trying to ruin someone else's race. We're still hoping to catch him. I so would love to take that position off him. Took the corner really well, I thought there. And I'm catching big money. I am so close to him. I don't know if ghosted cars still give you the same slipstream. Especially when you are fighting for position with him. But he's fighting first place. I don't know why. It's not going to do him any favours, I wouldn't have said. But he's lost it now. I won 11.7. Not a bad lap. This is now my final lap because I've been lapped. So my maths was wrong. And I'm thinking, can I just? I need big money to make a mistake. Off track, bin it into a corner. I don't mind. Just karma would be nice. He deserves some karma at this point. I seem to always find a nemesis on every race. I've found that. There's always a nemesis. Someone that causes me an issue then becomes my nemesis. We had the French guy on the previous cars, on the daily race A, and now we have big money. That's okay. I don't mind. Bit of fun. He took the corner well, which is unfortunate. I'm still behind him, hoping for slipstream, but I'm too far behind him, to be fair. Coming up to the final corner of the race for me as I'm lapped. 15th place, still a good position. That's 1 up from my qualifying position, so I'll take all day long. Did the last corner nicely, I thought, and across the line. 15th place finish. Yes, the others are still running because they haven't been lapped, but I'm happy. Did not finish or 2 there. But yeah, very happy. CFC fan who was battling with me earlier on, another great British driver, 11th. War Falcon, who I had a little bit of a battle with earlier, again 13th. and we have Great Britain have a 6th place finish as well. Yeah, I'm first foray. Very happy. I hope you've all enjoyed it. My first foray into the Nations Cup. The next one, I know this is a pre-season Nations Cup. The next one, I'm actually on working nights when it's on, so I won't be able to do it. I'm having a look at the schedule a little bit. Some of them I'm working. Nothing I can do, unfortunately. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Just before I end, I found at this point I actually gained Great Britain some points. 3 points for Great Britain. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Bye bye.